Good morning. Monday morning coffee. I missed you guys. Last week I was on vacation, and that's the reason why we did not have a Monday morning coffee, but what a blast I had. Um, that's a long time actually that I didn't go on vacation. Last time was in December, and so much have happened since December. Amazing. Like when you are connected to your goal and where you want to go, it goes so fast. Good morning, Key. Carla is joining. There's a bunch of people which are joining right now, so I'm just going to give a little bit of chance to you to come and get settled. Probably you are not. I don't know if you're in Mexico. This is vacation time right now. In Mexico, there's two big holidays. The first one is Christmas. So Christmas and New Year's, a couple weeks there, and then as well, there is during Easter break and what they call Semana Santa, and that's a 2 weeks break as well for the kids. So everybody's pretty much like moving, going back to family, going back like to La República, if you are here in Mexico. So they traveling and go back to family. And this is what we decided to do this last week. We went to Chiapas, which, by the way, if you've never been to Chiapas, first of all, you need like to plan this very well, because this is a state which is not necessarily, let's put it this way, it's not as safe as other places. But like we had a very good trip, very well planned, and what a beautiful world. The size of Chiapas, like it's bigger than Costa Rica. Like just to give you an idea of what about Chiapas, it's bigger than Costa Rica. You've got everything that Costa Rica has. Wild monkeys that we saw like right outside of our hotel, which was like going from trees to trees and just doing what a wild animal would do. Just beautiful. And like wildlife, the ruins over there, it's something which will just blow your mind. It is absolutely amazing. It's like going back in time. And we went to one village, which like the ruin, it's called Bonampak, and that those ruins are surrounded by indigenous people, which basically they pretty much took over there. So you've got to go through their thing, and you've got to park your car at the entrance, and then like you got to go into a wild ride with them. And so we went there, and while that we were in the village before to get into the ruins, um, it was really like clashing type of feel. So you go through this, and then like there's vendors there, and because we were the very first one to arrive, they were still setting up, and but they were still asking, if you want to buy some stuff. And as soon as we went through that and we passed that part just before entering into the ruins in the park, it's like if we just cross an invisible wall. And it was absolutely spectacular because you had that feeling that the time stopped. It was really bizarre. And like there was no chaos, there was no nothing. It was like really, really amazing. And then we got into the ruins, and we got into like the site. It was just absolutely spectacular. This was a very unique experience because you could see the clash between civilization and between an old civilization. So there's so much that I have in mind in things that so much impression that right now I'm trying to get together and wrap my head around it. So Sui just said hi, good morning, Danduin, good morning, Adrian, good morning, Alice, good morning, Jonathan, good morning. I hope you guys had a fantastic time. A lot of people from my team, I haven't seen my team. I totally disconnected. I followed a little bit what was going on our chat, but we had very limited internet access, so I was not very present, and it was so good to disconnect. Like sometimes you get to do that, which you just kind of recharge, right? Feel better and recharge the battery. Not that that's the way it works. Actually, like your body is a channel, and this you have to understand that your body is not a content that you feel with energy and then you empty it. It's not the way it works. Your body is a channel which you let the energy go to and through, and the more you're doing this, the more you'll be able to utilize that energy for you to be productive. So like one of the things that I really like, in the afternoon, if you feel a little off, you don't need to go and do like a 3-hour nap. What you need to do is you just need to do a little bit of meditation. Could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and realign yourself. Like open up to the possibilities, and you will see you will re-energize yourself like just like that. And that part this is something that I'm learning as I'm getting, I don't know, wiser. I don't know the term that I need to use for this. So for Instagram, if you want to follow me, just go back to Facebook. Okay, have a great day. So you just have to really realign yourself. And from the moment that you are realigned, what you can do is you can truly take advantage of the source, the ether, everything which is around you. So that is what I will invite you to do if you want to make sure that you're always full of energy, right? You let that energy go through to and through your body. So today I want to talk about paradigm because I just came back from a trip, and I'm flying again on Wednesday. I'm going to go to California, go to LA for Paradigm Shift, an event that we have over there. And paradigm is a word which have been used and is using, like people are using this word right now, and everybody knows about paradigm now. But what really is a paradigm? Because yes, we hear about it, but I don't see people really knowing that much. Like, if you ask them, so what is a paradigm? Oh, it's kind of a like the way you are programmed. Like you hear all kinds of different things, but you need to understand that the paradigm that you are having, it's not coming from you. Most of the habits that you have been embedded, have been implanted into your mind, actually into your subconscious mind. You're not even conscious about those paradigms. You're not even conscious about all those habits that you are having. So what needs to be done and what needs to be addressed is the fact that you do not know what is holding you back. And that is part of your paradigm. So you need to understand first what a paradigm is if you want to make the change. Now, being conscious about the paradigm won't change anything, right? That's one of the things that most people are making a mistake as well. It's just, okay, I know what my paradigm is, so I'm good. You're going to need a lot of effort and a lot of attention. And most likely, you're going to need someone to help you out to get rid of your paradigm and to make that change. into your paradigm, because it is so embedded. And the older we're getting, the worse it gets. Not worse, that's a wrong word. The stronger it gets. Because all of the belief system that you are having, what you're doing normally is you are reinforcing those beliefs daily with your action and with like those habits that you're taking. You know, if someone tells you you don't need to brush your teeth, probably you're gonna look at that person like, first of all, pretty gross, man, and you're gonna have like kind of you're gonna question, why is that person believe that? Why is that? It's because you've spent so much time, and like since you're a kid, that brushing your teeth is what is necessary to have a good hygiene in your mouth. Well, that is a belief. If you would go to civilization in the wood and you talk about brushing your teeth, they're gonna look at you. It's just like, what's the matter with you? Like, here what we're doing is we are chewing on a gum tree. Like, brushing your teeth, are you mad? Like, they look at you like, kind of, why are you putting this white stuff in your mouth? And they have no clue, because that is not part of their habits. That's not part of their paradigm. So understanding what a paradigm is vital, because in some cases it's a virus. Now, it's not all a virus. In some cases it's a virus. In some other cases, it's very good for you and your success. But you need to understand what the paradigm is to start with, and then which habits that you're having, which are detrimental to your success, and which habits which are helping you to move forward and to get the results that you want. So, first of all, the paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over your habitual behavior. And almost all of your behavior is habitual. So almost everything that you're doing is habitual. So you're waking up in the morning. Now you start moving into action. You start moving into, you start doing things, and you don't necessarily think about what you're doing, right? For example, going to the bathroom, drinking water, brushing your teeth, watching your phone. Like, people are doing this habitually without even thinking about it. Well, all this is part of your paradigm. Now, most of the people are sorry. Most of the people are not aware of what their paradigm is, so they don't know what they need to change. And if you want to make a paradigm shift, first of all, you need to be aware. That's the first step. And then the second step is how to make that change into those habits. And this is exactly what we're going to, thank you. This is exactly what we're going to do this week when I'm going to Los Angeles. It's like we have an event with a paradigm shift. Now, the event is sold out live, so you cannot assist live, but you can assist in a live stream. And we're going to put a link there so you can take advantage of that. If you haven't bought your live stream yet, please DM me or contact one of the members of our team. You absolutely need to watch this. This is what changed my life 3.5 years ago. I attended to one of those events, paradigm shift. And I remember listening to Sandy, where she was talking about like, what happened to her. And it became so clear. It's just, this is what I want to do. This is what I was looking for. And it just got presented to me, and I never looked back. and I look at the way my life is unfolding now, it's absolutely amazing what's happening in my life. So I really, really recommend you to at least do yourself a favor and get to know what is a paradigm and what type of tools can you get to make some changes into your life. Because if you're not making those changes, most of you is going to go through life without even knowing like what is holding you back. And at some point, you're going to hit the box and it's going to be a formality. You would have achieved nothing of really what you wanted to do. You would have not impacted the world in any way, shape, or form that what you wish that you would have done when you were a teenager. And if you look at it, most of the people are starting losing that faith in themselves. Like, you know, a little bit after 25 years old, like when they getting into the work market, when they just started realizing, geez, you know, the way I envisioned my life, my dream, like the way I could impact the world, it's not what I anticipated. And they start losing that spark because they're not supported in their work environment. They're not getting the opportunity that they were hoping to get because they're lacking the tools. And the paradigm slowly start to take over. All the programming that you receive through your years in school start like to take root, and then all of a sudden like it becomes a formality, and yeah, your life becomes dull. You're acting like a robot. And don't get me wrong, guys, I went through it, so I know exactly if that's the case for you. I know exactly what's happening in your mind because I've experienced it. And it's not a good place to be. What needs to be done and what needs to happen for you, if you really want to make that change, is to, first of all, be aware of what's happening and then getting the proper tools in order to make those changes. I don't know if you are having some questions, some things that you would like to discuss and share while that we are here. Right? Any questions, comments, any things you would like me to address? Because if not, then we will just start. Paradigm Shift was your first Bob Proctor event, Marc? Yes, it was. And man, that was a blast. Actually, it's really funny because as soon as I got what I needed out of this, I did not necessarily go back to it. I took a full weekend off from my work to watch and to be there on the paradigm shift. But as soon as I got what I wanted out of it, then I was so excited, and then the company invited me to work with them. So it was an absolute blessing. Any other questions? Comments, something you would like to address. John Perry, what was your biggest shift when you got what you wanted? I think it was a clear vision of, I knew I wanted to do this. I knew I wanted to do this type of work. I knew this actually since 2006 when I saw The Secret the very first time. I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I just didn't know in what form and with which company. Like, that was really the challenge. Is like, okay, and I didn't want to do this on my own, because I did start a company and on my own, and it's not an easy task. In building a program on your own when you don't have the experience, I think that you're setting yourself for failure. I believe into mentorship, and as and I was getting experience, this is what I realized is the fastest way for you to get to where you want to go is to get a mentor. Just get someone that has done it before, have made the mistakes, and can guide you into creating the proper path to where you want to go. So through the paradigm shift, I realized that is a company that I can work with. And knowing that basically they were looking for people to join their company, it became very clear that was the path that I needed to take. So that was the biggest shift for me. It was like finally, like everything became clear on the vision that I had, which was basically almost 10 years in the making. But all this is always coming when you're ready. And that is one thing that you've got to understand. Now, don't take this as a way to not take action, because the message will appear when you're ready, but you will not be ready if you're not taking action. So it's kind of a very tricky thing. You still need to take action, even though that you feel you're not ready. But by taking those action, you're putting yourself in a position that the answer will come. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday, we were working at clarifying like the structure of our business and where we want to go and what is the different sphere that we want to work at. And I had a meeting with a very affluent, world affluent business person. I mean, like world renowned. So I had a cocktail with him yesterday because he's in town. And so I went to see him at his hotel. And we sat down and it's like, whatever I can do to help you, just let me know. Just actually, I have a question. It's like, I'm trying to do this and this. So like, do you have someone? Says, absolutely. I have a perfect person for you. I'm going to give you the contact, and then you can talk to him. And, your referral from me. So he's going to give you a good price and all this. Now, if I was not ready, and if I did not make that clarity prior to be able to ask that question, I would have not have the opportunity. That makes sense? So the opportunity will present itself if you prepare yourself. And if you're not prepared, when the opportunity will present, you're just going to look ridiculous. So that is one thing that I've learned over the years. And now, because I'm studying every single day, that becomes clearer and clearer. I hope that answers your question, John. Megan, good morning or good afternoon for you in Switzerland. Key, what was your biggest paradigm holding your result back previously? How did you know you overcame it? What was holding me back was like pure laziness. I mean, I was just fucking lazy. Disgusting. When I think about it, it's just outrageous to be that lazy. Now, I don't think I was lazy because I wanted to be lazy. I was lazy because everything always have been easy for me. And when I say easy, it's because I have this ability. If I see something once, I remember it. Uh, I can, I have a very good, like, how do you call it? Yeah, it's like, so I don't have to study to remember. So, and this played actually against me because it was easy. I didn't need to work to get what I want. Now, the challenge into this is that if it is easy, if you have this talent and ability, photographic memory, thank you very much. That's what I was looking for. So I have this photographic memory, which, by the way, I think every single one of us has that. I think it's innate in the human being. The problem is it's not practice. But that doesn't mean that you will master things. Now, you're mastering things because you're practicing it, because that you are becoming better at it every single day. And that's where study is becoming like extremely important. And my mom just joined. Bonjour, mama. That is where the key is you need to continue to work at your craft every single day if you want to become the best version of yourself. So if things are easy for you, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, so you've got to continue working at your craft every single day. And that was my biggest paradigm. This is what I needed to work on in order for me to become the best version of myself and be able as well to share and give that information and guide people to get to where they want to go. So if you are having a lot of talent, that talent and ability won't bring you to where you want to go. It gives you an edge, gives you an advantage, but it's truly the work that you're putting into your craft that's going to put you at the top. Because if a person doesn't have talent but outwork you, he's going to win, and you will not. Okay? And it's not because that you want to be better than another person. That's nothing to do with that. It has to do, you want to be better than your old self. You want to be better. You want to be a better version of who you were yesterday. Okay, so it's very, very important. Petit bonjour. Like my mom is freaking out because she doesn't speak English at all. Okay, donc elle veut avoir un petit mot français. Voici maman pour toi. Je parle français avec toi. Megan, wow, thank you for your honesty, Marc. This is a great leader attitude. You show us your 0 to hero story. Well, everybody that I know didn't start by being the best, right? And even though that you have a lot of talent, if you're not working at your craft, if you're not experiencing not failure, but like mistake, and it might look like failure, but it's not. It's an experience. It's showing you a way that it doesn't work. So if you're not experiencing that, how are you going to know that you're advancing and you're getting better? Like the only way to know that you're not in the right direction is if you have to course correct. And you don't course correct if you're on the right path. You course correct when you go off course. And when you are off course, this is where that work needs to happen so you can bring yourself back on course, right? But it says, like, if you are in a plane, for example, I'm gonna go to Los Angeles. This, like, a plane is course correcting all the time. Like the automatic pilot, what it does is the plane is traveling, and then like there's some wind, right? And what it does is, if the wind goes this way, so it's going to course correct and bring it back, and it's always kind of moving on its own. Why? Because there's a path. Well, that's exactly what you need to do with your work every single day. You need to course correct by having the right mental attitude, having the right thoughts. Now, does that mean that you will always have like perfect line of thoughts every single day? No. This is why that you need to bring yourself back on track every single day. That's why you need to do gratitude every single day. That's why you need to think about your vision every single day. What you're doing is you're course correcting and bring yourself back on track. Muscle needs to be trained every single day. If you want to have powerful muscles, that doesn't mean big, that means powerful. Okay? And that's the as well, like it makes me laugh when girls says, oh, I don't want to be like full of muscles and all this. Well, to be full of muscles, first of all, that needs a specific type of training. You can do a training which you will train those muscles, but they're not going to become big, but they're going to be strong. They're going to be powerful. And that is what you want to do. And you want to do the very same thing with your mind. Not that you want to have a stronger mind than someone else. It doesn't matter. Like you've got to go away from this idea of competing with another person. People which are competing, ultimately they're going to lose, because they're going to find someone which is going to be bigger and stronger and better than them. What you want to do, if you want to compete, you compete with your old version, with yourself. That's the only person I invite you to compete against. Even though that you're playing sports and you're competing against another team, you're competing against yourself, right? You want to skate faster if you play hockey. You want to draw harder if you're playing ball. You want to jump higher. You competing against yourself. That is the only person that you should try to beat, not another individual. Forget about the other people. Yeah, but the other people is competing against me. Who cares? Just make sure that you're focusing on what you do. And if you're focusing on what you do and what you do well, like you are in control of your own destiny. And that is the type of paradigm that you need to have. And that's the type of paradigm that you need to shift. And from the moment that you're doing this, you'll see your life is going to be so much better, because you're going to feel you're in control. You're not in control about what another person do. I'm not in control about how many people which is watching this live. Who cares how many people is watching? I'm there for the people which are there. And if you're there and you appreciate the talk and you enjoying it, then share it with someone and say, you know what? This helped me. Watch it. That's the only thing I can control is what I do, and making sure that I'm coming here and be present. That is the attitude that you need to have. That's the attitude, that's the paradigm that you need to have for yourself and for your results. So if you haven't subscribed for the paradigm shift, I'm going to put the link in on the top, actually, on the top. And I want you, or at the bottom, like whatever, which device you're watching it. And I want you to invest in yourself this weekend. I promise you, and by the way, if you are investing, we're putting you into a special group, which I'm going to provide value as well. I'm going to give you my take. I'm going to give you like extra stuff, extra value during the paradigm shift, so you can take those things and implement it into your life. Because you've got all the information. By the way, you've got all right now to be successful. You don't need to have more information. You don't need to have more courses or anything like that. That's not what you need. What you need is to align yourself and get the proper tools to be able to apply what you already know to be successful. That's what is required. And that is what exactly a paradigm shift is. And this is what we're doing. This is what I'm specializing on. And this weekend, the paradigm shift, actually starting on Thursday evening, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. You're going to have everything to start moving towards the big goals that you are having, and understanding as well what a goal is for. Okay, so this is all what we're going to talk about starting this Thursday. I'm going to put the link. I hope that you have a fantastic week. I'm looking forward to have you in our special and close Facebook group to the paradigm shift, and giving you more value. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next Monday. Peace out.